when teams come here in Orlando, like in the middle of the summer, it can be brutal.
Sometimes you won when the team gets off the charter, Seb.
Charter? What's a charter? We don't get charters.
Fair enough.
But anyway, yeah, you get here, you get to the 20th minute, you're sweating, you're out of breath, you're tired. Like, come on, can we get over that wall? So when the opponent's hitting that wall, can we get over it? And so when we score a majority of our goals, it's beyond that. It's around that 20 to 45 minute mark, where that's when we go to a new level. And yeah, everyone's bought into it. And we've got the best role model for it in Marta. You know, she is unbelievable. You know, she's a 6-time World Player of the Year, and she's running around like she's 21 again. And like when you see someone of that caliber doing the little things like running around, competing, like no one else can say anything else, because she should be the most entitled person to not do it. But she set an example to everyone that, come on, we're doing this.
I saw Marta just tracking back to get goal side, and by the time the ball got cycled back around, she was in a great position. And I told the guys, he is, Seb, getting the best out of Marta. And I've been saying often there's 2 GOATs in Florida. There's one named Messi and there's one named Marta. 2 questions. What has that been like to coach a player who literally is one of the best to ever do it? And did you at all look around to maybe other coaches who had coached greats like a Phil Jackson or a Bill Belichick? What's been your reference for coaching a player like that?
I mean, I've known Marta for probably 6 years now. And so just being an assistant and just seeing how other coaches have spoken to her or integrated her in conversation and that, like I said, she's super humble and she's easy to work with. And so she just wants to play and she wants to compete. And I think it's been a two-way street. We've kind of met in the middle of like her role within the team. And when I first took over, I asked a lot from her because, you know, we probably didn't have the caliber of players to get the most out of her. So I kind of put her on a wing, kind of making sure that, you know, we can get her the service, the ball into good areas for her to dribble all those through balls. Now it's more of, okay, we've recruited some really good, talented players and she's almost got a free role now. So I kind of give her license to go find the game. So if she wants to drop deep, she can drop deep. If she wants to stay high, she can stay high. If she wants to play wide, she can play wide, as long as the fundamentals are still there, as long as the basics are still there of like competing, working hard, you know, filling in positions, because if she goes wide, someone has to go inside. But as long as she knows the roles and responsibilities of like her defensive responsibilities, then yeah, it's fine. Like, it's cool. Like, it's basically she's got a freedom to go express herself and play. And I think that's why everyone's seen the best of her, because she's not just pigeonholed to one position. She can go be herself. And for her, that's the best thing.
It's amazing. We were talking about it even on the last show, like how amazing she has continued to be. She seems to be getting, you know, more and more influential as she gets older, like, you know, Amazing Wine or something like that. I was just really inspired by seeing her, obviously when she wasn't with you guys, but with Brazil in the Olympics, still coming on even in the final, like trying to make things work, and just continuing to inspire. You talked about some of the other players that you've been able to bring in to maybe fortify the eliteness to your team. Talk to us about Barbra Banda and how amazing she's been, because she's obviously having an MVP caliber year. What about her is so special individually, and how does she fit in to the collective in terms of making you guys just, quite frankly, unpredictable day in and day out?
Well, she's an important piece of Marta's performances as well, because Marta has to try and keep up with her when we're in transition. But she's doing like full length sprints.
Seb, hop on or get left off, right?
I'm like, go on, Marta, support. And she's like that, trying to keep up with but yeah, wow, what an athlete. She is strong, she is fast, she is physical, and she has an eye for goal. And I think people forget that she's still only 24 and she's literally set the world alight in this league. The challenge for her is obviously, as players get more familiar on her and how she likes to play, for her to go to that next level, she's already a Ballon d'Or nominee, which is incredible. But the question for her is like, how good can she be? And that's the question we have with her. How much does she want to invest in herself? How can she beat what Chewinga's done this year as well and make that personal? And so we have to continue to develop her. We have to keep, guiding her in the right direction. One thing we can't teach is her speed, because that's something that's been given to her. But there's little nuances that she can develop and have an understanding and get in like good areas to finish her chances. But yeah, she's only dipped her toes right now, and it's crazy to think that even though she scored 13 goals this season, like she's still got loads of room to develop. But she, again, another great human, lovely woman who is super humble